Welcome everyone tonight to the campaign kickoff for Adam Schwadron. My name is Chris Arps. I've been a friend of Adam for a long time. It's hard to believe, probably close to about 20 years. And during that time, he had a little more hair, I had a little more hair. We were in a little better shape. But one thing that I've always known about Adam, even when I met him when he was a college student at UMSL, when he was a hanger-on on the Sherman Parker campaign, when he was on the Sherman Parker campaign, he worked hard and diligent. And one thing about him, he was always had a passion for service, and everything that he did, he always put 110, 120% into. And I can tell everyone here that supporting his campaign, if you're thinking about supporting his campaign, that Adam will give 110, 120% in this campaign, and your campaign funds, your walking, your calling, and all that will not be in vain. What we've seen in politics lately has been career politicians looking for their next job after they term limit out, or they're looking for their next political patronage position, their golden parachute opportunity. And you're going to have that choice in this race between them. Or then you're going to have Adam, a guy who, like Cincinnatus, who was on his plow and was working, and then his country and his nation called, and he called and came to service, and that's what Adam is doing. Adam is not a career politician. He is a businessman, a small businessman. And I think what this office needs is someone who is a managerial type and can add fresh new ideas to what we've seen. There's been problems out in St. Charles County in some of these elections, and he'll talk about that. But also, he is a businessman, but he's also political. He's been involved in politics, and we'll talk about that as well as he progresses forward. So I'm proud to call him my friend. I'm proud to see the college kid from UMSL now has a beautiful wife, Elizabeth, and two beautiful kids, and just seeing him having that call and that passion for service and seeing that call. And so, without further ado, I'd like to introduce Adam Schwadron, the next election director of St. Charles County.
Chris, I mean, I didn't even have to pay him to say that, so wow. One thing I definitely realized is it's very humbling when you first tell your friends and your family that you're running for office, because so far the support that I've received from all of you saying, yes, let me know what I can do, it is, like I said, it's humbling, and I love you all for it, so thank you on that. But I'd like to start by asking you a question. Can you remember the first time in your life that you thought about politics? You might have to go way back. For me, it was about 30 years ago in 1988. I was riding the bus home from Spady Elementary when a classmate of mine got up and had us sit on different sides of the bus. The Bush supporters on one side and the Dukakis supporters sit on the other. Me, being my father's son, I sat on the Bush side. Didn't realize it then, but I just participated in the straw poll. My next strongest memory, and this one's special to me now that my father's not here anymore, it was about 4 years later when I was earning my citizenship in the Nation Merit Badge. We were in the family room, I was sitting on the couch, and we were going back and forth. Who are your elected representatives? It's one of the requirements for that badge. And so, for a kid who cared more about baseball and camping, it was difficult, but still trudged through, and I still got my Eagle Scout, thanks to him. But after that, I followed along with the issues, but never really got involved. It wasn't until 2001, and that summer, when I took my first political science class at UMSL. Towards the end of that semester, the professor came up to me, and he said, "You really get this. You thought about pursuing political science?" No, I hadn't. I was a business major. But after that, I decided to pursue partisan politics. And so I was living in Creve Coeur at the time, and I went in August to the Creve Township Republican Organization. And there, I met Neil Breitweiser, who I'm glad could join us this evening, and Al Rotzkopf, who has been an elector for the president. I didn't realize how well connected those two were at the time. But next thing I know, I'm interning for Congressman Aiken, and I'm working on Skip Manges County Council race, which actually a little note I'd like to add on that one. I started door knocking with Mike Murphy here. And, you know, me being the little political nerd just starting out, he was sitting there talking, and that 3rd county council district actually had one resident, Jim Talent. And he says, "You want to go meet Jim Talent?" And I'm like, "Yes." So we just go knock on the door, and he answers, and I'm just a little awestruck. You know, it's like a kid meeting his favorite baseball player. So after that, I decided to become a political science major. No longer was I a business major. And then from there, I joined the St. Louis Area Young Republicans. And I met a few other people there, such as my campaign treasurer, Andrew Westerfeld. And it's because of this that I then met my wife, Elizabeth. So, thank you, politics. But I became the treasurer, and then from there, I then also became the national committeeman for the Missouri Young Republicans. I was hooked. But the Director of Elections office is an executive level position in this county. And as you all are aware, I have been a small business owner for the past 7.5 years. And over that course of time, I've become the Chief Everything Officer, managing the scheduling, the payroll, ordering the inventory, you name it, everything under the sun. And so the type of experience that I have as a small business owner, I think translates well into this office. I think it's also where the people of this county are looking for, because as Chris said, I'm not just another term limited state rep looking for yet another position in politics. I believe that this is the strongest opportunity for me to bring my experience and my leadership to be able to serve the people of this county. I can stand here and tell you about all the same issues that every other candidate is going to be talking about. But that's not what you want to hear from just another candidate. You want to hear about the ideas and the issues that no one else is talking about, because that is where we get the best from our government.
That's right.
That is where we make a true difference for all of us as individuals and together as a society. Now, in some places in our county, in 2016, some people had to wait 3 hours in line to vote. That is just plain wrong. So I have a solution for that one. Now, most people, when you hear a politician say, "I've got a solution," you go running for the doors, because they usually end up creating a bigger problem and it ends up costing a lot of money. But I'm a fiscal conservative. So, this solution that I have, folding tables. You add more places for people to sit and fill out their ballot at these polling places, you can get that line down and you can increase the efficiency at those polling places. Now, another thing that I like to talk about is we're a data-driven society. Just take a look at how analytics has changed baseball, scouting, and team building. Our county, along with the rest of the country, will be participating in the 2020 census. With that, actually currently right now, the county has seen about 30,000 people, an increase of 30,000 people since 2010. After the census is done in 2021, all of our lines will be redrawn. And so you're looking at redrawing the precincts, the House of Representatives, the State House, all of that. As Director of Elections, they are in charge of redrawing the precinct lines. So what I'm looking at is I want to look at that census data, see where we've grown, so I can create those efficiencies in the polling places, so we can reduce those lines there as well. The other thing that I will look at is past election data. What polling places don't have high turnout, and possibly combine those precincts so we can try and keep the number of precincts the same number, and therefore not spend more money than necessary on our elections. Now, also speaking of data, I will allow each and every one of you to see data collection in action. Over the course of the campaign, I am going to be keeping track of every step I take, every door I knock, and every mile I walk. I will be updating this information on my campaign webpage and also on social media. And just because of this, I even went out and bought a new pair of shoes.
All right.
These are my door knocking shoes, and I plan on having these completely worn out on the soles by August 7th.
Amen.
What I can promise you is that no other candidate in this race will outwork me. I will be held accountable to you as a candidate, just as I will as Director of Elections. I'd like to thank you all for coming out tonight. It means the world to me that you all are here. I would like to ask you to please join me on this journey, and I look forward to gaining your support and earning your vote. Thank you.